Hey folks, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the garage. I hope y'all are having a great day. And in this video I'm going to show you guys how to top off the fluid for you four-wheel drive guys in your front differential. Alright guys, so coming in here under the car, just a quick orientation. Now again, my car is a 2004 GMC Envoy. This has a four-wheel drivetrain obviously, and these cars, what the brilliant engineers at GM decided to do, they mounted, here's your front differential, but they mounted the differential to the oil pan. And what they did is, and this is the best part I think, is the intermediate shaft that basically goes from the driver's side over to the passenger side goes directly through the oil pan. So when you need to take these differentials off, you've got to pop both half shafts off, remove that intermediate shaft, and then you can unbolt and remove the differential. But I'm not doing that today. I'm actually going to save that for a future video. But let me show you what I'm doing today on my differential. Alright guys, so here we are underneath the car, and I don't know how well it shows up on camera, but what I found when I was crawling around before doing an oil change a few weeks ago is that the inner seal on the differential, which is the part right there where the differential mates to the oil pan, that guy was leaking. So as you can see, the bottom of the oil pan is it appears pretty wet, and I've cleaned it off once already and then observed the differential gear oil coming out of that inner seal area. Now on these differentials, it's pretty common for the outer seal to leak, which is where your half shaft plugs in, for lack of a better description, plugs into the outer side of the differential. But I've already replaced that some time ago, and now my inner seal is leaking apparently, and I'm pretty confident that that is the culprit. Now if you've been following the channel any, and you watch my oil pressure series and that whole project that I basically tore the motor down on this thing just to get to that oil pickup tube, I had to remove the differential. Hindsight's always 20/20. I should have replaced that inner seal while I had the differential out, but it didn't appear to be worn, so I just went ahead and put it back on the car without changing that seal. That $15–20 part at the time would have saved me some headache now. So I'm going to have to unbolt the differential, unbolt, pull off the half shafts. I'm going to have to take out that intermediate shaft just so I can pull off the differential to change that inner seal, which I've got an idea. I've got a trick I want to try to hopefully, limit the amount of effort I've got to put into that. But I'll save that for a future video, so you guys be sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification so you get notified when that video comes out. But what I'm going to do today, I'm just simply going to show you guys on this application how to top off that differential fluid. All right, so let me go over with you just all the tools that I'm going to need to do this quick job. And again, I've already removed the wheel and tire, and I just used my impact wrench for that. So all I need here is just a decent length of extensions on my 1/2-inch drive. I've got my 18mm socket. I've got just some gear oil, and I think this is 3/8-inch, yes, 1/2-inch OD 3/8 ID vinyl tubing. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this fill plug off. Again, this is just an 18mm socket, and I'm just using a swivel joint on the end of that. Now, I don't imagine we'll have any fluid draining out of there, but I've got my catch pan down below, and we're also going to need that for when we're filling this up, and I'll explain why in just a second. Alright, well let me get you guys in here for a closer look. This is actually a little bit better than I thought we were gonna, a little bit better shape than I thought we were gonna be in. There is the fill port on the differential, and I don't know if you can tell or not. Let's see. Now to test how full this is, you just stick your finger down in there, and it's supposed to be full just up to the rim of the fill plug hole. So this is actually pretty full. I was kind of surprised. You know, with the leakage I've had, it's been leaking for probably the past, at least as far as I've noticed it, probably the past couple weeks or so, 2 or 3 weeks I'd say. Let me go ahead and show you how to fill up the front differential with gear oil here. Around over here, what I've got is I just put my vinyl tubing on the top of this nozzle here that comes with your bottle, and then quite simply flip the bottle upside down, take the other end of your tubing, and then just put it into the fill hole. Now this stuff is pretty thick, and it may take a while for it to get going. And there it comes. What you're going to want to do is you want to keep filling it up until you see just a little bit of fluid start trickling out of that fill hole. And then at that point you'll know it's full. So it's going slowly but surely. And there it comes, just dripping right out of that fill hole. So at that point, you know your differential is full. And then you can take your tubing out. I'm just going to let this drain down into my catch can there. Not on the driveway, not on the garage floor, please. What I like to do is just go ahead and wipe off this surface here. Wipe up any excess. And then get your plug put back in. And then once you get your fill plug back on, just go ahead and snug it up a little bit. Alright guys, I went ahead and pulled out my shop manual. This is the service manual for the 04 Envoy, and flipping over to the front drive axle, I just wanted to not give you misinformation. So the fill plug on these front differentials, tighten that to 24 pound-feet of torque, which isn't a lot. So again, I'm not going to break out my torque wrench just for 24 foot-pounds. I'm just going to snug it up and then move on. So I've got everything all buttoned up and cleaned up. I'm just going to get my wheel put back on, get the car off of jack stands, get that little oil spot cleaned up off the driveway, and then we'll be all done. Alright folks, so that was just a quick video on how to top off the fluid of your front differential. Hope it was helpful to you. Remember, always be sure to refer to your owner's manual for your manufacturer's recommended service intervals on your vehicle. Guys, thanks again for stopping by the channel. I really appreciate your support. If you hadn't done so already, please consider hitting that subscribe button. And if this video was helpful to you, please be sure to leave a thumbs up. Again, thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you on the next one.